Hi there, I'm attorney Kelly Longtin and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about treating your children fairly and whether or not that means unequal inheritances. Now, when thinking through your estate plan and how people want their assets and their money and their property managed after they pass away, most parents wish to treat their children equally, often out of a sense of fairness. However, sometimes being fair or doing what is right by your children may mean giving unequal inheritances. So, some key takeaways are that treating children fairly does not always mean equal inheritances. How and when each child receives an inheritance may need to be customized to each child's needs and circumstances. Not providing an outright inheritance is usually a good choice, as assets in a trust can be protected from the beneficiary's irresponsible spending, divorce, predators, and creditors. There are often special circumstances to consider before you divide the family pie into equal parts. For example, you may choose to leave more money to your son, who struggles to support his family on a modest teacher salary, than to your daughter, who makes seven figures, is married to a Wall Street tycoon, and has no children. You might opt to give a larger inheritance to a child who has dedicated themselves to volunteer work, the arts, religion, or public service. You may want to compensate a child who has given up part of their own life to care for you, or wish to provide equally for all of your grandchildren, even if one child has more children than another. You may have a much younger child who needs care until adulthood, whereas your adult children are financially independent. Maybe you have a special needs child who will need expensive and in-depth care for their entire lifetime. Or maybe you have a child who has contributed to the family business or other children who have not. Instead of making them all equal owners in the business, you may want to leave the business to the one who has contributed and shown an interest, and then provide for the others with other assets such as life insurance. Now, distribution of inheritances may also vary. You need to decide not only how much your children should receive, but also when they will receive it, which may differ for each child. You can distribute inheritances in a lump sum or in installments, or you can keep an inheritance in a trust to be used for the children's benefit at the trustee's discretion without giving a child money outright. Now, consider factors such as the size of the potential inheritance, your children's age and family situations, and how they've handled their own money, and how much they need your financial gift. Now, what you need to know is that many parents do not provide outright inheritance, preferring to keep assets in a trust for their children. The trustee can make distributions for your children's benefit based on guidelines that you provide, while assets that stay in the trust have greater protection from irresponsible spending, creditors and bankruptcy, lawsuits and divorce, and predators, those with undue influence on your child or children. So, for example, let's just say that Frank and Jen have two sons that are stable and responsible with their own money. Their sons will receive their inheritances in a lump sum after Frank and Jen die. However, their daughter is in and out of rehab and has been irresponsible with her own money. Fearing she will misuse her inheritance, Frank and Jen decide to keep her share in a trust so she can be provided for without assets being completely available to her. Now, if you can afford it, consider giving your children some of their inheritance now. Not only will you have the opportunity to witness them enjoying your gift, but it will also provide insight into how your children will manage an inheritance. Consider whether your children should be the only beneficiaries. Perhaps you have additional goals such as providing for your grandchild's education, gifting property to other loved ones, providing for beloved pets, making charitable contributions, or setting up a family foundation or donor advised fund. You must take action to ensure that your children receive their inheritance in the way that is best for them as individuals. Our office can ensure, if you live in Massachusetts or New Hampshire, that your estate plan and your children's best interests match and continue to match as life unfolds. If you live in states outside of Massachusetts or New Hampshire, please contact a qualified estate planning attorney in the state in which you live so you can meet with them and discuss your needs and goals to make sure you have a a thorough estate plan in place for your family. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law. Please like and subscribe our page below and hit the notification button so you can be notified of any new videos that drop to help you better understand estate planning and how it can benefit your family.